views expressed on this program are not those of intellectualradio.com, its subsidiaries, or sponsors. Encouraging, educating, and empowering you into action. This is Warriors Talk with your host, Lady ReShell.
Hello, welcome to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell, where we move away from awareness towards action. It is Money Making Monday, and I'm so grateful that you decided to tune in today. Our topic is how to prepare your credit for a mortgage. We are live on Intellectual Radio. We just heard from Roman with the Drive at 5. Keep it locked right here on Intellectual Radio and allow us to feed your brain. I'm so grateful for my sponsors, Gloria, Dotson with Mary Kay, and Paula Kelly with Allstate, as well as Emanuel Church of God in Christ with Pastor Michael Richardson, who has a special message for us.
Greetings, I am Pastor Michael Richardson.
And I am First Lady Anastasia Richardson from the Emanuel Church of God in Christ. We're located at 3058 West Van Buren in Chicago, Illinois. We are building upon a solid foundation.
And we're inviting you to join us every Sunday morning on Facebook Live at Emanuel Cogic at 10:15 Central Standard Time. And you can also view our videos on our YouTube channel at Emanuel Cogic-MR. Once again, this is Pastor Michael Richardson
and First Lady Anastasia Richardson, and we're from the Emanuel Church of God in Christ. We are building upon a solid foundation.
So grateful for my sponsors. The quote of the day is, "A goal without a plan is just a wish." We're going to talk about trending topics. Dr. Fauci, President Biden's medical chief advisor for COVID-19, said on Sunday that Americans may still be wearing masks outside of their homes a year from now, even as he predicted that the country will return to a significant degree of normalcy by the fall. With the United States expected to surpass 500,000 deaths from COVID-19 in the coming days, Dr. Fauci told Chuck Todd on Meet the Press that we haven't even seen anything close to this in over 100 years since the 1918 influenza pandemic, adding that people will be talking about this for decades to come. I'm so grateful for my guests on today. If you are just tuning in, please like, share the show, invite somebody else on the show. I guarantee you that somebody out there is trying to prepare their credit to get a house. And this is the place to get the information. So get your pens, get your pads ready, and let's get this information so that we can operate with the knowledge and not, do things on our own and make a lot of mistakes. Today, you're going to get the information that you need to prepare your credit for a house. So let me introduce my very special guest. I'm so excited for her. She is a Milwaukee native who has transformed her education and career around real estate. She is a real estate broker in 4 states, which are Wisconsin, Georgia, Florida, and Illinois. She is also a real estate instructor, a real estate investor, a coach, a mentor. She is a trainer, a keynote speaker, an author, and a new real estate developer, and so much more. Help me welcome Warriors, Tamairo Moutry. Hello, Tamairo.
Hi, thank you for having me again. I'm so happy to be back a second time.
I am so excited. The information you gave out last month was just, it was really good that people had questions after the show. And yeah, so I was like, oh, you're gonna have to wait till next month when she comes back on. So I'm so excited that, you're taking time out of your busy schedule to come out and to share this information with us, to prepare us for a mortgage.
Absolutely. I'm ready for your questions, and I am hoping that everyone is ready to write, because these are things that a lot of people won't tell you. And if they do, they want a fee for it. So because I'm a special guest on the show, I'm going to continue on where I left off from part 1. This is part 2 of getting yourself ready for being able to get pre-approved to buy a home.
Yes. So if you have any questions, if you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments so that we can make sure that they get answered on today. Don't be afraid to ask the questions. Don't wait until the show is over and then, you want to ask all your questions. So this is the time to do that. So if you are in the market to purchase a house, like, where do you start when it comes to credit? So many people are on the internet. They're paying people to fix their credit. And, some people are being set back for when it comes to purchasing a home. So I just wanted to start from the beginning. So now I decided that, I'm going to purchase a home. What's the very first thing that I do when it comes to credit?
The first thing you do is to look at where you are. And that doesn't mean going to a lender to do that. And here's why. Because if you go to an actual lender to do that, understand that you'll get what's called a hard pull. And I know most of you know what a hard pull is. That causes an inquiry on your credit report. So before it even gets to that phase, you need to make sure you do some housekeeping and some cleanup before you even start to think about going to a mortgage lender. When people come to me in the different states that I'm licensed in, I actually pre-approve them before they become pre-approved. So that's an extra added step that only I have as being a real estate professional, since I do have a mortgage background. I'm a former mortgage broker. So I did have a mortgage company in the past. I know what I'm talking about. Not much has changed since I was a mortgage broker. And just so you know, I did pass my exam to get my mortgage license back. I want nothing more than for my people to be able to get a home mortgage without, number one, being discriminated against, and just knowing that I will be in power again to be able to help you make one of the largest decisions of your life and one of the largest purchases. I want to be the one to be able to help you to do that. And by listening to what I have to tell you, you will not be disappointed. In fact, you will be enlightened to be empowered for you to be able to do whatever you need to do to make this happen so that you can be ready.
Awesome. So you said that you pre-approved that before you go and get that hard hit on your credit. So should I pull my credit and, go through whatever it is that I need to go through to make sure that everything is where it should be? You may have collections on there, derogatory marks, late payments, and some of those things may not even be accurate. So I should be pulling my own credit first and going through that just to make sure that everything is verified on there. Everything that's on there should be on there.
Absolutely. And I wanted to give the audience some helpful sites for them to go to be able to pull their own credit reports. What you said just really is profound for people to make sure that there's nothing erroneous on the credit report. Because a lot of people, they have collections, and I want you to, again, make sure you have a pen and paper to write all of this down, because there are so many people who do not know better, and there's other people telling them different things to do to get things off. And sometimes it can actually be more hurtful than helpful. So that's the reason why I'm here today, to tell you those things and to talk to you about how to approach different situations that are on your credit, and to give you some information. And I know that it will be useful. So let's talk about the different sites that you can go to. One is called creditchecktotal.com. That's www, of course. www.creditchecktotal.com. Miss ReShell, I hope you're writing this down for us.
I am.
Great. And the next website, which I use myself, and these sites, they have like a free trial where you pay $1, and then after that they want you to pay. If you know you're trying to improve your credit, please don't be cheap. Go ahead and pay these people, because they give you all 3 scores. They may not be the most accurate, but it's a guide that you can use. And the higher those scores are, when the lender does come in and pull, you'll be at the score that you need to be at to be able to qualify. Now, Your middle credit score definitely needs to be at least a 580 for you to be able to qualify. You'll listen to other people tell you that's wrong. Don't listen to her. She's not giving you the right information. I'll never forget the time where one of my posts on Facebook back in 2018 went viral. And people didn't know that with a 580 score that you could still buy a home. And I believe it was for a low number. But of course, in different states, there are different price points for properties. So understand that the down payments may be different and the loan amounts may be different. Everything's going to be different in different states. But as in Illinois or any place else, if you're getting an FHA loan, 580 is your middle credit score. There's also annualcreditreport.com. That one is free. But the other two sites I gave you, Experian, if you're signed up with Experian actually merged with Credit Check Total. So you can pull your credit report from there and they will give you all three. Again, if you are going to be cheap and you're going to get out of the 7-day trial, then you need to actually cancel prior to the 7 days being up. But if you know you need your scores to be higher, you need to actually keep it so you can keep an eye on things. Because when it's time for you to get pre-approved, then this is going to actually help you and show you where you should be based on the things that I tell you to do to improve it. Learn to empower yourselves. Stop paying out your money to have people fix your credit when you can do it yourself. And this is lifelong. This is $1 million information. Somebody is giving it to you for free. You don't need to go to a credit repair company. Why pay them when you can do it yourself?
I totally agree. I like Experian because it gives you your mortgage score as well. It gives you the auto score. It gives you the credit card lending score so that you have an idea of where you are and where you need to work up to. So I really appreciate that. And it's a good investment.
Absolutely. And I hope that we do have enough people on here listening because I do want their business. Number one. And number two, I do want to make sure that you're ready. Please, people. I mean, this might be off topic a little bit, but please, people, do not blow your tax money. If you know you're getting taxes back, use that money for a down payment because people don't seem to understand how important it is for you to own your own home. I mean, people seem to think they get afraid of repairs and stuff like that. There's something called the home warranty that you can get that will assist if you ever need a large home repair. And you also have homeowners insurance. You know, we can't keep making excuses about why we can't buy, and then you're not empowering yourself to do what you need to do to make that happen. So I want to go over some more things with you. And one of the things that I wanted to discuss with the audience and ReShell are different things that you can do to boost those scores up, because a lot of people, you just don't know. And some people will run around and tell you, hey, oh, you just have to pay everything off your credit. And people have done that and still their scores didn't go up. So there's a whole lot that goes into making sure that your scores go up and that you're using the proper utilization on your credit cards and things of that nature. Because once you go beyond a certain point, then your scores drop. And if you're not using proper utilization, and if you continue to keep paying your cards off every month, that's actually, to be honest with you, not really a good thing either. And I'll explain why later.
Okay, Kenya said people don't want to take the time. They want a quick fix. They want that microwave thing. They want it to be fast and in a hurry. They don't want to put in the work.
But here's the thing, though. Kenya, it really isn't a lot of work. Once people are given the instructions on what to do, it's not like people think. And I think that people seem to think that this is the old school way of doing things. And I have no problem with the old school way. Don't get me wrong, because sometimes that could work better. But the new school way to, for example, dispute credit collections is by going to the CFPB. What is the CFPB, you may be asking? CFPB. That's called the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Get online and dispute these debts. These are the collections. And people don't seem to know that with collections, those are junk debt buyers. What in the world is a junk debt buyer? A junk debt buyer is someone, it's a company who is in business to buy defaulted debts, any defaulted debt that you have with another creditor. So the creditor might charge off your debt, and then a collection agency comes in, which is AKA junk debt buyer. You can look all this stuff up. Everything that I'm telling you is online, but a lot of times our people just don't even know what to look for to even get started. These junk debt buyers buy your debts for pennies on the dollar, and then they make you pay them. But let me tell you why they are wrong. You better be writing this down, because the first comment that I'm going to tell you, this is what normally gets you out of the debt. Number one, you never heard of this company before. Number two, you never signed a contract with this company. They don't have a contract that you and them signed. And the other thing is, number three, you've never done any business with them before. You don't know who the company is, number one. Number two, you didn't sign a contract. Number three, you never did any business with them. So again, why are you paying these people? They cannot produce a contract with your signature on it saying that you've done any business. Your business was with the original creditor. It wasn't with them. So why are you paying them? Because you think you need to. I'm going to give you an example of what happened to me. And by the way, I'm a reference. I hope this is okay, ReShell, that I do have a women's group. I'm sorry. Men can reach out to me on Facebook anytime, but women, I have a group that's almost 9,000 strong. I've changed the name to Top Women in Real Estate. Top Women in Real Estate. In this group, there was a realtor. Because listen, everybody is not perfect. Everything happens in people's lives for a reason or whatever. A realtor reached out to me. She said, I watched one of your lives in the group. And she said, Tamairo, I'm going to tell you something. I need you to ask you something. She said, I didn't know anything about a junk debt buyer. She said, you know what I did? I said, what? She said, I got into a payment arrangement with them. I said, what? She said, yeah, I had to pay them over $500 something. And I said, oh my God. She said, I already paid them $200. I said, oh my goodness. She said, well, do you think that what you told us in the live would help? Or do you think that that would work for me to try to still get them off, to have me not pay the rest of this off for them? She said, I said, well, you might as well try. I said, because again, you still don't have a contract with them, and you need to tell them that you feel like you're being scammed because you found out that you didn't have anything going with this company. So she wrote in, told her what I said. She never did business with the company before. She doesn't know who the company is. She just received a letter out of nowhere from this company to pay them. She thought that she owed the debt, but she does not have a contract with this company, and she feels like she's being scammed. Do y'all know that day they removed that collection off of her credit report? This is from going to the CFPB. She went on there and she complained. Within, I can't remember. I know it was another lady that said within a couple of hours they removed something. Their process is usually 15 days, but a lot of times they get right on them, because if you read about the CFPB, they are on our side. If we're being mistreated, they're looking out for us. And you know what happened? They took off the collection and her credit scores jumped up 47 points. That debt that was there, they zeroed it out, not paid, settled, not anything. They zeroed the whole debt out, and her scores jumped up 47 points. And her name, I'll tell you her name because she shared it with the whole group. This is not a secret. My people, they put in testimonials on there. And a lot of people charge for this information. All I want is for you to send me referrals and for me to do business with you. If somebody is trying to help you for free, they deserve your business. But I wasn't even trying to get business from her. She just wanted to know, and she wanted to see if it was going to work. And a lot of the realtors send me clients for me to add trade lines to their credit to make their scores boost up. But that's another day, unless ReShell asks me about those later. So anyway, it did help her. And she's a realtor named Nikki Britt, NIKKIBRITT. And she is in Top Women in Real Estate, if there's women listening.
You know what? I was just thinking while you were saying that, do you think that it's best to go back to the original creditor? Like once it goes to that collection, is it done from the original creditor? You don't have to worry about the original creditor coming after you after that, like once they remove it?
No, because they've already charged the debt off. They charged that debt off. They turned it into their insurance company. They turned it into the insurance company. So why in the world will we be paying some company out of nowhere that said that you owe them some money and you've never done any business with them? We are the fools. If we're going to pay these people, we shouldn't be paying them any attention. We need to utilize the strategies that I'm telling you to remove it. Oh, and here's another thing. Those medical bills. The medical bills, do you realize that they are violating the HIPAA law? Look up the HIPAA law, HIPAA. The HIPAA law. They're not supposed to be furnishing and sharing any of your medical history or anything to anyone. Do you realize that you could actually litigate against everybody? Litigate against the creditor? Litigate against the creditor that's furnishing the information to the collection agency? Litigate against the collection agency? And litigate against the big three. Because none of them have any business with your credit, with your information dealing with your credit as it relates to your medical history. However, medical bills won't stop you from buying a home. They will not. Lenders have told me that there have been up to $100,000 in medical debts on a credit report, and a person was still able to buy the home. If they had the income or whatever, they still ended up buying a home. I know at one time they said $5,000, but that has not been the case. So don't worry so much about the medical bills. And Kenya, I see your comment there. I will be sharing my information toward the end. ReShell likes for me to wait towards the end, but I will share the information. And don't forget to join my group, Top Women in Real Estate. I want to tell you that there are so many different things that they don't want us to know about fixing this credit. And I just want to be a resource to you to let you know that you do have someone that you can trust and ask and tell you what you need to do.
So we talked about the collections, and we talked about the medical bills. You really don't have to pay them. That you don't need them to get approved for a house. What about these student loans?
Lord have mercy. I kind of feel like that this is a setup for a kill. This is a setup for a kill to kill us. With that being said, we think that we're doing the best thing by going to school, and then we get out of school. Some people, they end up not in their careers. And as a result, they have a big chunk of debt from going to school. When I don't think it's fair, because what it's doing to us is it's making us not be able to qualify to buy a home. And this is why I feel like it's a setup.
And it's not like you can file them in bankruptcy, because you can't. You really can't get rid of them. You're just going to have to wait it out.
So And you're right. That's correct. The problem lies herein where, especially if a person ends up not in the career that they're trying to be in from when they graduated from college. Now they're stuck with all this debt, and then they get on the job, and the job might not even pay enough, with them having to pay for so many other household things and, rent and bills and things like that, car note. Now here we go with the debt ratio. The debt ratio is going sky high all the way up because of the student loan. They did something to hurt us even further. And you need to be made aware of all of this so you can know what you need to do. And it's unfortunate, but you have to be armed and ready. And here's what you need to do. There is something called the income-driven repayment program. Write that down if you have student loans, or maybe you can help someone else. Income-driven repayment program. With the income-driven repayment program, if you have a bunch of student loans, that's the place where you can consolidate your loans, and you will only have one payment. You need to get a payment plan going, even if they say you don't have to pay right now, if you're trying to buy a home. If you're trying to buy a home and your payment for your student loans say 0, that's bad business. Because you know what they're going to do? They're using 1% of the balance for your payment. And that's wrong, but it's true. And that is what kicks you out of a situation where you may be able to be pre-approved for a higher loan amount. So if it's $55,000 that you owe in student loans, they're going to use 1% if you have a 0 balance showing or you're not currently making payments. So you can call the income-driven repayment program, look them up online, and you can do this online and you can call in. Don't let them tell you that it can't be done. Yes, it can. If they give you any trouble, because sometimes peons do get on the phone, ask to speak to the supervisor. I'm telling you, it does work. I've had too many people to do it. Don't let them tell you it can't be done. You need a payment and you will start making payments. And that is how you get around that. The higher your score, the better, because some lenders will not accept it. I still think it's a form of discrimination, but guess what? I'm just one person and I know things need to change, but we have to do what we can.
Wow. So is that for the conventional and the FHA when it comes to student loans? They both operate the same?
No, they don't. And that was going to be my next thing. So I'm glad that you brought that up. You're right on point, ReShell, as always. With FHA, they act like they don't want to budge. So with that being said, I'm going to piggyback off of what ReShell just said. It's best to try to go for conventional. And you know what? I'm not trying to down FHA because we need FHA. But if it is at all possible that you can go conventional and you have that option when it's time for you to go to a lender, of course, I can help you with a preferred lender. But it's very important that you try to go conventional. Why? Because these sellers out here are not liking FHA. Sounds like another form of discrimination. But what can we do? These listing agents are telling their sellers not to take FHA. And you might say, well, you know what? Why, Tamairo? I mean, it's a loan program I'm supposed to be able to qualify for. Okay, I got it. I'm happy. I'm excited. Now, what's the problem, Tamairo? Well, the problem is FHA loans are kind of strict. They want the homes to be in move-in ready shape. They don't like things like broken windows. They don't like things like peeling paint. They don't like any bathrooms that are not operational, kitchens. They want the house to be, you can't have roofing and foundation problems, none of that. Whereas with conventional, they look past quite a few of those things. And with FHA, if the appraiser comes out and notes that and puts it on the appraisal, then that must be taken care of prior to closing. Why would a seller want to deal with an FHA person where they have to go through all that drama? And then the other sad thing is if that person's loan does not go through, the appraisal is stuck to that property for 6 months. Yes, it is. It's stuck to the property for 6 months. There's an FHA case number. It's stuck to the property. And with a conventional loan, people are often able to have a much higher value appraisal than with FHA.
Okay, I have a quick question. Do you feel like some sellers discriminate against people who are using like the down payment assistance programs?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Do you feel like, or have you ever heard of sellers discriminating against people who are using the down payment assistance programs?
Oh yeah, they do all the time. They doing it now. They doing it every day. But the problem is there's nothing we can do about it. To me, I feel like they're discriminating against FHA buyers. However, I wish they had more programs available out there. Right now, I have one of my clients in a WHEDA loan program. It seems to only be for Wisconsin. WHEDA, WHEDA. That's 100% financing. And it's conventional. But the credit has to be better. So I believe the credit scores have to start at, 620 or higher. But it's like they finance your down payment amount like a second loan. It's a second loan. So the first might be 96.5, and then the second might be 3.5. And of course, that makes 100%. So I do have that program for Wisconsin. I'm not sure what's out there for Illinois, but what I can say is there is a program that's 97%. And that is conventional, only 3% down. And it's better terms. Of course, 3.5% down is for FHA. So 3% down is 97%. And I do believe you need a 620 score for that. So that should be information that you can use. And the young lady that says she's thankful for the information, you're very welcome. I don't mind. I'm doing my part by sharing this information. Yes, I am. I just spoke to a school last week out of California, telling them about real estate and why they should be buying, because these properties do go up in value and you will get equity. But the first step is getting the credit together, because if you don't have the credit together, you won't get anything. This is the first step. Making sure that your credit card balances are below 30%, always. Stop paying your credit cards off. Oh, I'm gonna pay everything off so my scores can jump up. But then the bureaus have nothing to report. Stop doing that. Pay the minimum payment on your cards. Do not pay them off. Optimal is 10%. Now, if you want to pay them down, all the way down, pay them down to 10%. But as you see it going down to zero, charge it back up and just make sure you continue to keep making payments. It's 35% of your credit report. So you need to keep that pay history going. If you pay it down to zero, now there's no utilization and your scores remain stagnant.
Wow. If you are just tuning in, this is Warrior Talk. We're live on Intellectual Radio, and we're talking about how to prepare your credit for a mortgage. And we have Tamairo Moutry here, and she is sharing her real estate. She's a real estate broker. Broker, teacher, coach, credit. I mean, just everything. And we need someone like you. We need like 1,000 people like you that's willing to come out and share their information with individuals who are struggling a little bit, wanting to be first-time home buyers. I mean, like you said earlier, this is a big investment. This is something that we can pass on for generations to come. So, to be able to invest in that, you have to be able to get everything together. And this is the first step, is what to do with your credit in order to prepare for a mortgage. So she's already given us a bunch of gems. She just talked about your credit cards. You don't have to pay them all off. You pay them down to 10% utilization, but don't pay them down to zero. What are the credit bureaus going to be able to report if they don't have anything on there? She gave us the information about going to the, I always get this wrong. What is it? The the CFPB, which is the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Go there. If you have these collections on your account and you don't know these people, you haven't done business with these people, then you need to be getting in touch with them to let them know so that you can get this stuff off your credit. We have the knowledge because we're getting it right here. It's what you do with it after today. Take action with it. She's available. She just said she had a group. What's the name of the group again, Tamairo?
Top Women in Real Estate, the 6-month home buying challenge, and Tamairo's Credit Clinic. You can find me on Facebook. I'm best on Facebook. If you try to call me, I might not answer, but I am on Facebook a lot, and I have several business pages. I do have an Illinois business Facebook page. The company name is Illinois Best Real Estate Services. Anybody can reach out to me on that page, reach out to me on my personal page. Trust me, I don't bite. My bark is a lot louder than my bite. And, I do, I'm helpful to everybody if they listen and if they're actually serious. But what I don't like is for people to waste my time because I realize I don't have to do this. I don't have to. But here's the funny thing about this. I want to. When I was asked to be on this show a second time around, most people, they won't even give all this information for free because they want you to pay for it.
Yeah, I appreciate the information, and it seems like the listeners do too. Kenya said, is it okay to refinance your house for a lower rate after you've been in it 3 years?
Absolutely. Because what's going to happen is the interest rate will go down, making the payment go down. Yeah. But you have to make sure that it's worth it, being how much do you pay for this lower rate? And if it doesn't make too much of a difference, then you might want to stay where you are because the refinance is not going to be done for free. You have to pay for that.
Is it a good thing to, if you're able to get in like the FHA first and stay in there a couple of years and then switch over to a conventional loan because it's going to be a lot lower?
No, not necessarily. I think people end up in a conventional loan when they buy their second homes. That's what ends up happening. Yeah.
Because your credit automatically starts to go up because you're paying your mortgage. Okay, that makes sense.
Right. But then when the second time you buy a home, you end up having to pay either 3% or 5% down, depending on what it is that you're trying to do. And please, people, do not be afraid of, no men are allowed in the group. Nope. 6-month home buying challenge and Tamairo's Credit Clinic. They can get the same information on either one of those, but not Top Women in Real Estate, unfortunately. What were you saying, ReShell?
I was talking about when you if you're buying FHA or conventional, like,
yeah,
is it better to stay in that FHA for a little bit and then do conventional?
Well, when you move on to your next property, you're going to have to go conventional because you can't have more than one FHA loan anyway.
See, I didn't know that. That's something I didn't know. Wow. Okay.
So when you move to your next property, I don't know what you're going to do with it. You might end up renting it out, or you may end up, selling it. You still, even when you sell it, they won't consider you as a first-time home buyer anymore. So you would naturally have to just go conventional after that because you've had your opportunity to take that government loan. Conventional is not with the government loan. It's not FHA. So it's two different programs.
Okay, so we're talking about preparing your credit for a mortgage. So talk about applying for new credit when you're in the process of wanting to buy a new home.
Lord, please don't do it. Don't do it. First of all, it can bring your scores down. You're not supposed to have anybody pulling on your credit while you're in the middle of the process. People get all excited and they start going to Ashley's and Steinhoffel's to buy furniture and everything. You don't have the house yet. So you're not supposed to be doing that. People trying to do it big and trying to go get a car. Shame on you. You're going to end up sleeping in that car. Please don't do that. There's plenty of people, the rug was pulled from under them right at the closing table. You can't finance nothing while you're in the middle of buying a home, because whatever program they put you in that program as a result of what they saw on your credit report. They pull your credit again before you close. People don't know that.
Okay.
Let me tell you why they pull your credit again. To make sure that you're not trying to commit any mortgage fraud, because that was very rampant in the past, where people were getting multiple loans and closing on properties on the same day with different lenders. And there was a bunch of mortgage fraud going on. So they have to pull your credit for that reason. Not only that, they want to see if you applied for any new credit that may have taken you out of that program, and now you don't qualify anymore. And then they pull the rug from under you. You won't close. And you definitely don't want anything like that to happen to you. So it's just best to not have anybody run your credit during that time. Stop trying to buy furniture. You can't borrow nothing. You can't have money at home under your mattress and your pillow. All of your money needs to be counted for. Please, people, don't think that you can take your money for your earnest money and pull it from out of your shoebox and all this stuff. That's not going to work. They want to see a paper trail. They need to see where all this money came from. Nunu and Juju and everybody else, they can't just drop money in your account out of nowhere and we don't know where it came from. It cannot happen. They like to see your funds sourced and seasoned for 60 days. What does that mean? Sourced, where the money came from, seasoned, how long it's been sitting there. It has to be sitting there for 60 days. Now, maybe it can't sit there for 60 days if it's your tax return. That's fine. If it's your 401k statement, that's fine. They use child support for your income. Please just know that. You can use child support payments, but you cannot use them if the money is not going to continue for 3 years. You cannot use that. You cannot use income for a second job if you have not been on that job for 2 years.
What? I didn't know that.
If you pick up a second job, it needs to have been worked for 2 years along with your first job. Otherwise, the income cannot be used. You can use Social Security income. There's a lot of people out there on a fixed income and Social Security thinking that they can't buy a house. That's not true. Get with you somebody else, and yes, you can buy a home. People don't know. It's so much that our people don't know. They think they have to rent for the rest of their lives, and there's programs for people who are on SSI to receive benefits and down payment assistance, grant money for disabled individuals.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, I'm learning a lot today. I really appreciate this. And see, Razal saying wow too. There's a lot of stuff that I didn't even know. So I'm glad that you see I'm over here writing too. I'm glad
you should be. Everybody should be getting this information. And you know, with me loving my career, I could go on and on and on. And listen, I'll come back again. I don't care how many times you want me to come back to spread my message to everybody. They need to know these things because it's a lot of people that don't want you to know. And it's a lot of people that won't tell you. A lot of people won't tell you that some of these lenders will go down to 550 for a credit score. But of course, you're going to need a lot more money down and the interest rates are not going to be that great. But at a 580, you still can buy. And the other thing you can still do is you can purchase in a Chapter 13. Did you know that? Inside of a Chapter 13, you can buy a house.
Wow.
If you have had 12 months of on-time payments, I said inside. Don't be a fool and wait until you get out your 13 and think you're ready. You have to wait a year after you have discharged. That's for 13. For Chapter 7, you have to wait 2 years after your discharge date. But while you're in it, if you have been in the 13 for at least 12 months and you have never been late and your scores are there, you get permission from the trustee. You can be pre-approved. And you can buy a home while you're in the 13.
Wow. See, somebody needed to hear that. Shonda Green said hello to Meryl.
Hey, Shonda.
Okay, Kenny said come back and help us. So I'm going to put you on the spot right now. Can you come back? next month.
Come back and help us win, Kenya.
Can you come back for Money Making Monday next month? I'm gonna invite you.
Of course.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Because at some point we need to talk about investment properties too.
Yes.
Because people need to understand why they should be buying more houses. We need to talk about how many children do you have? However many children you have, that's how many houses you need. And you're probably saying, well, why is she saying that? Well, those houses can actually help pay for college for your children.
That's true.
There are so many things that are missing within our community, and there's not enough people to talk and tell because they want $1 or whatever. When this is what I found out, the more people that I help for free, the more business comes my way. Yeah. Everything can't always be about money. You know, I like to do a lot of community service. I'm going to consider this as being community service because I'm talking to a wide audience about things that you should know about getting your credit together.
Yes.
This is really important.
It is important. For those of you who are listening, please like and share the show. Don't keep this information for yourself. Somebody else needs this information. I know I'm going to say her name wrong, but I'm going to say the last name, which is Vane. She says, yes, investment properties. Keep on giving the nuggets. Let me get some of that OJ Tamairo.
That's one of my investment clients. These are ladies out of the group, ReShell. These are ladies that are coming in out of the group. Shonda was here. Shonda is getting ready to build a home with me. She saw one of my lots, and she's down in Florida getting ready to build a home with me. So it's so much, and I'm so excited to share. I'll come on anytime you need me to. Just tell me what topic you want me to discuss. Anytime it's Money Making Monday, I mean, I'm willing to come.
Welcome to come.
They want me to come on.
Yes, they want you to come. We already got the word. Kenya said you speak in her language. Rizal says investment properties coming up. That's going to be, so that'll be the next Money Making Monday. We'll do investment properties because we can all use some investments. Trust me. MyLeah said, yes, free resources often leads to connections and businesses. She's right. She's right. And so that's why I don't care about being paid all of the time. And Shonda, I am too excited. Shonda, I don't even remember how we even got connected, but I know that you connected with me on Facebook. I got her pre-approved, everybody, and she is buying a new construction home down in Florida. Wow. See,
I met with them over the weekend already. I showed them one house and they didn't like it because it was too small, but I'm looking at building them a 2,000 square foot home. Wow. Yep.
I'm excited. So I'm excited because when I called you the first time, you picked up. I know you're busy. So I was like, okay, this is nothing but God, because you picked up, and I was like, okay. And we had a conversation, and I was so motivated by the conversation because I felt like I was at a dead end, and there was no hope for me. But when I talked to Tamairo and she gave me some things to do, I've been doing those things, and I'm just excited about the possibilities of me and my babies getting our first home. So I am so grateful for your information. MyLeah said, great information for newlyweds. One day, my hubby and I want to buy a home, so getting ready. Yes. And I already told them about you already. I already told MyLeah and her husband about you already.
Well, good. They need to start saving, though. Please save all your money. Save all of the money. Save the money. Yes, I am a problem solver.
Yep. She's a problem more than a broker. Yep. And you could just tell by your passion when you come on here. You're giving people something that, we don't have. But I'm telling you today, when you walk away today, she gave us information about credit card, get it down to 10%. She gave us information about, let me get this right, because if I don't get this right, going to the CFB. The CFPB, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, going there and disputing your collections. And she also talked about medical collections, looking up the HIPAA laws. So there's so many gems that she gave us today. So when you walk away from here, you have a start, you have a blueprint on what you can do. And then when you come back next Monday, she's gonna be talking about investment properties. So you got to come back. You know what, Tamairo, give us one of your tips for someone who is in the market to buy a home? What is one of your tips that you would give them on what to do?
Listen to your real estate broker. Listen. I have so many people that think they know my job, and when it gets down to where they know more than I do, the bus stops here. Then we need to go our separate ways. I had that problem this morning with a client who kept talking over me, told me she knew what to do, doesn't know about Atlanta market and how there's 30 and 40 and 50 offers on each property, and there's 95 buyers per property. You need to listen to your real estate broker, because we are the ones, or agent. You need to listen to them. And maybe people don't know the difference between a real estate agent and a real estate broker. Real estate broker employs realtors to work under them. Real estate broker, associate broker works under a broker but can branch off anytime and open their own brokerage. I just wanted to let you know that you gotta be mindful of what this market is doing and making sure that you listen to your broker, because when you don't listen to the person that's looking out for your best interest, you could trip up. New construction is actually the way to go right now, people. If you're able to get new construction, you should, because the fight is on for those resale properties. The fight is on. 40, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Somebody said $200,000 over asking price. People are paying for these houses right now. We're in a bear market. We're in a seller's market. Do what you're asked to do by your lender and your real estate broker. That's the best advice I can give anybody. Do new construction. It's not as much competition. There's still competition, but it's nowhere near like the resale properties. It's terrible.
I have a quick question. Should we go to the real estate broker first, or should we go to the loan officer first? Like, which one should we do?
You know what? I'm going to say this. I was thinking about that actually today, and I'm saying, usually the real answer should be going to the loan officer first. I can't really even answer the question anymore, because I don't know if the other real estate professionals are as knowledgeable as I am.
Okay.
And they may not have all the knowledge. Most of them just say, hey, go to my preferred lender. But now I'm thinking that I might change my answer, because I was telling everybody they need to go to the lender first to see how much they can get pre-approved for. But going to the lender, remember, you getting that higher pool.
Yes.
But I make everybody come to me first, and I look them over so I can save them from that hard pool. And I normally tell people to go to 3 different lenders. Why would I do that? Because that if you get pulled 3 times, it only serves as 1 hit if you do it within a certain time frame. It's 14 to 45 days. If you stay within that window, it's only supposed to serve as 1 hit. It's when you go outside that 45 days is when the inquiries start to bring your scores down. There are inquiries templates. I'm not going to give it to you right now. If you come in my group, you'll get any of my groups. I can give you that inquiry template to ask that some inquiries be removed, because my understanding is with the inquiries being on your credit, you can ask them to be removed if you did not get any credit granted to you. Have you heard of a Goodwill Letter? A Goodwill Letter is a letter that you write, and you can get this stuff offline. People, please do your research. A Goodwill Letter is something that you can write to a creditor when you had a late payment. You had a late payment. You're asking them as for a one-time courtesy to remove the late payment. Tell them you'll get on ACH withdrawal, or you get on automatic and start getting your payments taken straight out. That is the trade-off. And they may just be willing to remove that late. Goodwill Letter. That's very important. And those things like that can actually boost your scores up if they remove any late payments off of the credit report.
Sharonda, I have a Goodwill Letter. If you inbox me your email address, I'll send it to you. Mm-hmm. It does work. So
Sharonda, she knows. That's my cousin. She knows that it's in the group. I'm a whooper. She knows that it's in the group. That Goodwill letter is in that group, and if she needs it, I have one too. They know already.
She said she needs that letter.
That's right. Thank you, Penia, for reminding us. Yes, you can get that inquiry removed if you didn't get the credit. That's if they didn't grant you the credit,
okay.
you get it removed because you didn't get the credit.
See, some people don't know that. They'll leave it on there and it doesn't come off for like 2 years. So that's good to know.
2 years. It stays on 2 years, but you can get the inquiry removed. And I have a template in my Tamairo's Credit Clinic group, and I think it's in the women's real estate group too. It should be. If not, people can reach out for that, and you can reach out to ReShell. ReShell, she's been working it and doing her thing, and I hope to help everybody do what they need to do with this. It's in the group, Sharonda. Are you in my credit group, Tamairo's Credit Clinic? That's where that inquiry template letter is. Look in there. It's there, Sharonda.
You can go ahead and give out the information for your groups and how they can follow you. Okay.
You can follow me. I'm on Instagram too, everybody. I'm on LinkedIn, Instagram. I don't care if you stalk me as long as it's good stalking, not bad. Instagram, Facebook. Facebook is my jam. I'm always on Facebook. Everybody knows I'm on Facebook. Please don't forget Top Women in Real Estate, Tamairo's Credit Clinic, and the 6-month home buying challenge. I like for people to be in that group because I try to give them 6 months to get everything together, and I try to help them through the process, and it does not matter what state they're in. Only thing I ask is that they use my referral partners when I get them pre-approved, and then I send them to a referral partner if I'm not licensed in that state.
Wow. Rizal, I have not been holding out on you. I'm telling you. She is letting go. So she's doing her thing, and I'm so excited. I don't mind sharing information when I get it because, like Tamairo, I want to help other people too. I want to see people do good and, just be their best selves. So I don't mind sharing the information. Hey, Shirley. Tamairo, thank you so much again for sharing your wisdom, for dropping the gems. You guys, you don't have to be kind and rewind, but Tamairo will be back. She already agreed next month. We're going to talk about investment property. So if you're into investing in a property, not just for you, but to pass on to generations after you as well. So come back next Monday. I'm going to drop the date out there. She has already agreed to come back. Tamairo, thank you so much. I appreciate you every time you come on for just unselfishly sharing your wisdom with us.
All right. I appreciate everyone who came out to listen, and you know where to find me. Like I said, Facebook is my jam. ReShell, as always, I'm more than willing to come on whenever you need me to, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you so much. I will leave you guys with these words of wisdom. Don't be upset by the results you didn't get with the work you didn't do. Do the work, watch the results. Join me next Monday right here on Intellectual Radio at 6 p.m. As always, thank you for tuning in to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell, where we are changing lives one warrior at a time. See you next week.
Thank you for listening to this week's edition of Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell. To get more information on Warriors Talk, follow at Warriors Talk, the number 1, on all social media outlets, and Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell on YouTube. Listen next week and every Monday evening at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time to Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell, where we encourage, educate, and empower you into action.